sure.
All right. Dumb football questions, Mackie. Let's do it.
Here we go,
Mac. Dumb football questions. By the way, we're going to hit you guys with 2 episodes. 2 episodes this week.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all sorts of free agent quarterback speculation. So be on the lookout in your podcast feeds and our YouTube channel, which, if you haven't already done so, click the like button and the subscribe button on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel. We also have your offensive line lifestyle merch at olinecommittee.com, your clean pocket club swag and your O-Line Committee stuff. So check that out. Dumb football questions. You can always hit us up in the YouTube comment section. We try to get to as many as we can. And this offseason, we're going to have so much time. Once like the free agency and draft run, these shows are just going to be like dumb football question shows.
Can't wait.
It's going to be a blast. Let's go with Gimp LO19. Why can't quarterbacks call plays anymore? Has the game gotten so complex that it's impossible? Is he talking about, so he's referring to guys like
wristbands?
Tarkenton and Staubach called their own plays back in the day. And in college, by the way, every play quarterbacks are looking to the sideline for something. Is there any freedom ever for quarterbacks to call their own plays?
Absolutely, dude. There are a lot of quarterbacks that can go in their head. Like Aaron Rodgers can do it. He can call any play he wants. There are some. Russell Wilson could do it. I bet you Kirk Cousins could do it. They could easily go through the whole Rolodex. But the problem is exactly like you said. When Roger Staubach was playing, we weren't check, alert, kill. We were literally, hey.
Explain what that means. Explain what that means.
Okay, so when we get a play called, the reason that they have a wristband is because there's 3 plays in one. And don't ever forget that an alert series can be called anything at any time. So you have to know plays off the top of your head. But the check, so you go in with the play. We say 97 power. This is to an over front. We get an over front, we're letting it roll. You'll hear them all the time. Let it roll, let it roll. If we get an under front, we're going to kill it to an under front friendly play. So it could be some type of long trap, could be some type of zone, could be some type of whack, could be anything, but it's mostly going to go the other way. So that's how you know that, right? Over, under, we're either going or we're checking. And then all of a sudden there's the alert series. Say they give us like a jam out of nowhere. Say they hit us with something exotic. We'll go automatically to an alert that'll be just juicy for that single play. So if there's jam, a lot of times we used to like to go down right into power the other way because we would just Dallas everything down and then we'd long trap a guy and it was gone. But at the same time, he could get out there and be like, hey, it's cover 1. Let's go. Boom. And so now you're like, I was thinking run all the way, and now we are in a 7-step. How the hell did I get here? Like, you have to know these things right away.
How much of that is communicated in the huddle in the 15 seconds?
The whole thing. Yeah. Hey, we're going to go,
it's a paragraph-long play.
Hey, let's go I right, Zemo, 96 power, kill, 97 force, zone, alert, Peter on one-on-one. Ready? That's why you're like, whoa. And if you're the guy rattling all that off, eventually over time, they understand it all. There's not like you just look at them and then you can see them going through their Rolodex and you're like, this is pretty fucking sweet. That's 2. And so all of a sudden you see these quarterbacks coming from where they're looking to the sideline and it's just a Twinkie. And they're like, got it. Here we go. It's not like that anymore. Like, you have to know a ton of things. You have to be the one diagnosing all of this. You have to be the one killing us in and out. Like, they're not going to let O linemen do that a lot unless it's a very bona fide center. Can he be able to go up there and go, hey, we're going to kill this? That's why they're constantly like, wristband, just read 38. You don't have to think much as you're reading it. You're putting it in your head together. Okay, this is my formation. This is where we're running. Okay, if I get this under front, I'm killing it out of it. Dude, there is a million things running through your mind.
I hear this, and I am an outsider to the NFL world. I've never been in an NFL huddle, obviously. And it gives me anxiety thinking like the 60 plays you're going to run. And I'm sitting here trying to, okay, so this is our main play. But if we kill it, I have to remember that. But if we do this, if we alert it to this, like, I can see how.
By the way, you have a snap count to remember, and also there's a werewolf standing across from you that wants to
don't mind me.
That dude behind you.
Don't mind that.
Right? Like, not only are you going through the mental gymnastics of everything we just talked about, there's Aaron Donald across from you snorting and pissing all over himself, and ready to kill someone.
Idiot fans like me are like, come on, Sirles, why can't you block? You suck. Right?
Hey, yeah.
Like,
funny story. Funny story. One time we were down at the old Benson Stadium down in Louisiana. And we had a call, kill, alert. And me and Mike got the kill wrong. Now, the problem was the kill was power.
I remember this play.
Thought we were
Mikey Potty was the opposite guard of Boone in the 90s, by the way.
And so we get there and Cap's like, hey, kill. And I look at AD and I'm like, yo, I'm gone. And he kind of looked at me silly. And I was like, I thought it was 97 power. Mike thought it was 96 power. Mike was right. I ended up pulling, and we run smack into each other. And it hurt so bad because I was not expecting it. And Mike looks at me like, oh, my God. And all of a sudden, the linebacker runs through like it's Frank. By the way, shout out, saw Frank Gore at the Combine, consulting for the Niners. And I told him there would be nothing better in my eyes than if they drafted Frank Gore Jr. While he was at the Niners, he just broke all your records, shattered them. I was like, Frank, nothing would make me happier. He's such a great dude. Shout out Frank Gore. I love you to death. Everybody knows he's always my number one. You'll never supplant him. Sorry.
He's a legend, man.
Actually, I mean, back to the original point, though, as far as like the check, Mike, kill. Also, you have to remember Gimpy, whatever your name was. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Gimp
something
L.
like
Gimp L.
Gimp L. They didn't have speakers in their brains back then, right? Like you have to remember, the second the whistle blows, that coach can now speak to that quarterback until there's 15 seconds left on the shot clock, right? So they're basically having a dialogue with the quarterback from roughly 30 seconds, 25 seconds of like, hey, here's what we want. Here's 3 plays, right? I think that's sometimes that people don't understand too, is a lot of times offensive coordinators, there's certain ones that are like, I call plays, you call my play. Other guys give suggestions, right? They're like, hey, here's 3 different plays, right? You pick one. And those are the true vet quarterbacks. And then like they can get up there. And then the last thing is with like Phillip Rivers, my first year, they told me they're like, everything is live all the time, right? Because you go into a game plan with your plays. They're like, but Phillip could pull something out of OTA week 2 that we haven't ran since OTA week 2. And if he checks to it, you better know what it is. Right, so that's the other piece. Quarterbacks are live all the time, but yeah, every play comes with a check, alert, kill. Very rarely is there a play that's just straight up called and run. So it's a lot of mental gymnastics that goes on for everyone on that football field.
Yep.
Okay. Boone mentioned Frank Gore. I've had this question on the list here for a few weeks, and I've just hesitated to ask it. But
is my third one about to come out? Don't push that button. Don't push it. I'm talking about Frank. Don't say
3 F-bombs.
We'll give
3
you 5.
F-bombs an episode for Alex.
We'll give you 5 actually if I ask this question.
He gets 3.
Don't ask it then.
Ask it.
Okay.
Go.
Don't talk about Frank.
From Bo Fleury. Alex got in trouble for answering a question like this a few years ago on the internet. But do you guys have any fun or crazy stories about playing with Adrian Peterson?
No, I didn't get to play with him that much. He was hurt when I was here.
I want to tell some. I do, but
do you have any fun? Any fun? Not going to get you torched.
There was a
on the
lot of
internet
guys
story.
that said that when I first got there, they told me like, listen, here's the rule with Adrian, because everybody knew Frank was going to find the crease, right? Like Frank wasn't going to really run into anyone. I remember Fusco and Berger were like, hey, now that we're in the core, we need to tell you. Hey, what's up? If you ever get in his way, he is going to steamroll you. I go, really? And then we started watching clips and like real clips. And they were like, Brody, the ace has got to move now. The deuce has got to go right now. And I remember one time in walkthrough, remember, we're in walkthrough, and I come to Minnesota, and walkthrough is not a walkthrough. And I'm like, listen, then don't call it a walkthrough. That was one of my biggest issues. Stop calling this a walkthrough. Because in Frisco, a walkthrough meant don't touch me. I'm walking through. Here it was live. And we were running a quick ISO right to the left. And I remember Berger looked at me and he goes, this is it. Move now. And I remember we look up and it's who was our nose tackle? Linval. And Linval's like, yeah. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. He ran into me. Yeah. That hurt. That hurt real bad. And then Linval with his like piece in my face, like his elbow brace. I'm like, why is this a walkthrough? Why can't I just put my helmet on? God, this sucks.
He's famous for that. When he first came in the league too, Tony Richardson was his veteran fullback. Chiefs, just a legendary fullback. And so there was a lot of times where Tony Richardson would have to, so the play was called in the huddle. This is like 2007, rookie Adrian Peterson. And then Tony Richardson would tell Adrian like, okay, here's what you're supposed to do on this play.
Yeah.
And so he was literally his football guardian angel in the huddles and on the right. And Peterson halfway through the year was asked about Richardson and he talked about, I don't really like playing behind a fullback because I need like He's trampling Tony Richardson on every play. He's famous for running up the back of guards and fullbacks.
Dude, he got
and
Fusco
having,
a lot.
and
when
having
we
two
were here.
camels at birthday parties, which is why he's
Yeah.
Dude, it was funny because you'd always hear Fusco, oh, like as soon as he get hit. And I'd be like, oh, God, poor Fusco got hit.
I was talking to a coach that interviewed Adrian at the combine when he was coming out. And he was like, dude, it was the most fascinating interview I'd ever been a part of. I was like, do tell. He's like, we bring him in, right? And in these formal interviews at the combine, they pull up your tape, right? So they pull up your tape. So they pulled up Adrian's tape. And he's like, all right, Adrian, you're running outside zone here at Oklahoma. Talk me through your eyes. Talk me through your track. Where are you looking at? And he's like, I'm just running. He's like, what? He's like, I'm just running the ball. Okay, cool. We'll go to another one. Well, let's go to a duo scheme. Like, goes to a duo scheme. Like, all right, what's your read point? What are you looking at here? And he literally goes, Adrian stopped him and goes, Coach, I just run the ball. And like, and the coach literally goes, like, the coach goes, got it. Sounds good. And as he left the formal, he's like, well, he's not going to be around there to pick when we pick, but I'd take him. Right.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just how he was. He's like, I just run the football. Like, I just go.
And he didn't play on third down, really.
No.
Even when he was running for, they would always have a Chester Taylor or a Matt
So
Asiata or somebody.
So this is kind of a funny Adrian story of a football field. So I don't know if you guys remember. You'll remember, Mackey. It was 2015. We were playing the Lions. Like, we're playing the Lions in TCF Bank Stadium, right? This is before the U.S. Bank was built. And Adrian was in there, and we were running a waggle protection, right? A true play action protection on first down, which meant that the running back was involved in protection. And so we all were blocking. I'm on the sideline. I wasn't starting this game. I can remember we're blocking it up, and I see them fire the Sam backer, which is Adrian's guy. And Adrian runs right by him, like just right by him. And as he runs by him, he turns around like, oh, shit, that's my guy, right? And so he turns around and looks at Teddy like that, and Teddy's getting nailed and just, like, flips it to him. And then he turns and takes it up the sideline for, like, a 90-yard touchdown. Like, top 10 Sports Center. Like, oh, my gosh, look at this screen that they ran. Like, it's so genius. And then we get in the film room. It's like, Adrian, got to block that guy. Mental error. But really nice job,
nice
right?
work.
Like, it was like
What do you say to that?
Complete F grade on the play, but 6 points, man. 6. Appreciate you for that.
We need to find the PFF grade from that actual
dude,
play.
So funny because
PFF
literally, like,
around.
the O-line
Dude,
coach,
they were.
the O-line coach was freaking out as it was happening. Right, Jeff Davidson's like, damn it, and because he just sees Adrian run by the guy, then also he just turns around, catches it, and away he goes. Like, just that kind of stuff. And we're like, the fan public was probably like, wow. What a design, North Turner. Little
Amazing.
play action screen to Adrian Peterson. It was just a complete blown assignment.
Hey, I will say there is a lot of times that happens where things go wrong and it ends up being great for us. And you, in the moment, you're like, I'm in so much trouble. But at the end, you're like, who cares? Like, dude, when you win, this is funny. When you win a game, on the plane ride, all sins are forgiven.
All is
like
forgiven.
No matter what you did,
I absolve you, my son.
The coaches come by and they're like, "We're fine. But we're going to talk about it." You're like, but if you lose, oh no, you're getting it. You are. It's funny. It's funny how we think about life.
All right,
it's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more dumb football question. Then we'll get to. We're going to record a second episode, so we'll do this like in 3 to 5 minutes. Kyle Alexander says, what are your guys' thoughts on the NFL being scripted?
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It's scripted.
Boone's falling more into this camp more and more as we talk.
Conspiracy Boone.
His tinfoil hat's getting a little pointier every time we talk.
I made a joke
this.
over the weekend, and I don't think anybody thought it was funny with the audience I was with. Like, I'm so sick of this script, and everybody looked at me like, shh. What'd he say? I was like, it was a joke. Calm down. Probably not the right place to say it.
I mean, it's not scripted. It's not.
Right.
It's really not.
You can't. There's too many moving pieces and parts. There's too many injuries. I mean, if anything, yeah. Are we looking at the refs?
Scripted?
Are we looking at the refs sometimes to see what they're doing? Yes. I do agree with that.
The refs would be the only one that can control the script.
That's the only script that I've ever really thought about, because there have been times where we've even seen replays. I'm not even kidding you. There was a touchdown that was called a non-touchdown, and we were like, there's zero chance you didn't call that a touchdown. And they were like, New York said no. What do you want us to do?
Okay.
Because that's the piece for me that's getting more and more fascinating.
They suck lately, dude.
Is when New York is when they're like, oh, we got a call from New York. It's like,
ooh.
Like
somebody there knows what's really
the
going
eye
on.
in the sky can now call down and be like, hey, incomplete. And be like, what? I said incomplete. Like, okay. No touchdown, incomplete. Blah! Like,
But let's
gotta
figure this
make
out.
bad man.
But there's only so much refs could do because certain things are so obvious, right? Like if a player scores a touchdown walking in, you can't. I mean, maybe you could call a holding or something before the play plays out. But if you think of, I'm going to go down Boone's path. All right, the refs and the New York mysterious review booth could be in on it. The players, it's too hard. There's too much turnover.
0% chance.
Players, too much
It
gas,
never
right?
came to
0%
us. I promise you.
The coaches and the play callers could be in on it.
No,
No.
you got to remember,
We
we're
know
playing
them.
for our jobs.
Do you?
Right.
Our
Do you
jobs.
know them? Do you know
Yes.
what is Andy Reid does when he goes home at night?
Mackie, I can
Cheeseburgers.
promise you one thing. When those doors close, you see the truest people you'll ever see. And if you're not that person on Sunday, don't you think guys like me would be coming out more? Like,
Dan
hey,
Campbell just slips in a rogue bad play call there, to the offensive coordinator.
The analytics.
yeah.
The analytics. That's the thing. You can hide behind crazy play calls now and just call it analytics.
Yeah.
Like,
We got to break a tendency. We had to do something.
fourth down, analytics said go for it. It's like, did it?
Dan Campbell. It's now 2-point conversion from the
Watch your
32-yard
mouth with
line.
Dan
Do you-
Campbell. That's
do you
Boone's
see
number
the-
one fanboy.
Easy. Okay.
There's no script. I don't mean it's
There's
still
zero
football's the
script.
purest competitor sport there is.